On my soul, bro. On my soul, Joe. Like, I'm hurt.
The man crying on that phone had just walked up on the mother of his son and emptied a whole clip. She caught 11 bullets and somehow lived. Then, instead of running, he went live on Facebook to tell everybody how much he loved her. And this is the same man, minutes after, saying this into the camera.
I'll never see another birthday. It's over with, Joe. If you fucking love me, say that shit now, because this gonna be the last time they never say it. If you love me, really love me, call my phone, because this gonna be the last time you're gonna be able to say it, Joe.
You are going to hear a lot of talking about love in this story, and almost none of it lines up with what actually happened. Because the woman he says he loved so much, a 24-year-old named Lasagna Agee, had spent years trying to get away from him, and the day he caught her was the day she finally thought she was free. What he did on that street in the middle of the day was caught on surveillance in front of her 3-year-old son, and it left her, her grandmother, and her uncle all bleeding on the ground. Hold that thought, because to understand how a man ends up crying on Facebook over something he did with his own hands, you have to go back to the beginning. Lasagna came up without much of a safety net. She has said her mother passed away when she was still a child, and that she does not have a lot of family, which sounds like a small detail until you see how much an abuser can do with it. She graduated from Proviso East High School in Maywood, just west of the city, and by her mid-20s, she had built something real for herself. She was working as a mail carrier for the United States Postal Service, had just been made a full-time regular, and she was out there grinding to take care of her little boy. Her son was born in 2017, and the father was a man named Larry Sistrunk from the Austin neighborhood on the west side. In the beginning, it looked like a normal relationship, or at least it passed for one. The abuse started after the baby came. Little arguments at first, the kind of thing people talk themselves out of worrying about, but it did not stay little. By about a year before the shooting, she says it had turned excessive and unbearable, and more than once it came close to killing her. And leaving was never as simple as people on the outside like to think. With her mother gone and not much family to lean on, she did not have a house full of people to run to, or the money to just pick up and start over somewhere new. A lot of the times she went back, she says it was not because she wanted him, it was because he had made it clear that the people she loved would pay for it if she did not.
I just f***ed up. It ain't nothing I can do about it. I just f***ed up, bro. I love that woman dearly, bro. I love her dearly, bro. I love that lady dearly, bro. On my soul, bro. On my soul, Joe. Like, I'm hurt. I'm hurt like a motherfucker. I'm hurt like a motherfucker, Joe, because I can't even believe I just did, and I don't even know what just pushed me to snap like that, Joe. I don't even know what just pushed me to snap like that, Joe. That shit I just lost it.
Here's the part that turns this from a bad breakup into something a whole lot heavier. Lasagna did everything the system tells a woman in her position to do. She did not sit still and hope it would pass. She fought to get out, over and over again. And every single time she tried, he found a new way to drag her back. She got a restraining order, which on paper is supposed to be a wall between a woman and the man hurting her. He walked right through it. He showed up at her home anyway, and when officers came, she says he even resisted arrest. So she tried something else. She moved into her own apartment and did not tell him where it was, figuring distance would finally do what the paper could not. That did not work either. He found the new place, and the way she tells it, he came out of a utility closet and threatened her and her grandmother with a gun, then went around and smashed every window in the apartment. The landlord got shook and asked her to leave, so now she is losing homes because of him, not because of anything she did. It kept going like that, one thing stacking on top of another. He tore up cars she had bought with her own money, running one straight into a garage and smashing up another before chasing her down the street with a bat. He took their son and would not hand the boy back until she agreed to come back to him. When she called the police, she says they told her there was not much they could do right then because he was the father and the courts would have to sort it out.
I just lost it, bro. It's over with. It's over with. Yeah, all that. Man, look, ain't no motherfucker ain't gonna see me no more, G. I ain't running. I've been on a run over a year and a half. I'm not running from these people no more, bro. They come get me, bro. They come get me, bro. They come get me. That's all I'm gonna say. They come get me, Joe.
The control kept getting more twisted. He got into her phone, her accounts, her money. One Valentine's Day, she says he hid in the trunk of her car. Another time, he set up a fake apartment listing just to lure her somewhere he knew she would show up. Think about how much planning that takes, how much time a person has to spend on someone to go that far. Even her job turned into part of the nightmare. She has said the abuse started following her to work, showing up with a black eye, missing days because of injuries, until coworkers were walking her out to her car after they saw him circling the building. The Postal Service even offered to help her relocate. She was trying to keep one normal thing going in her life, while a man made a full-time job out of tearing the rest of it apart. On top of all that, she lost the job she had worked so hard for. A man she believes was connected to Larry claimed he found mail from her route in his trash, mixed with her son's birth certificate. And just like that, she was accused of stealing mail. She said the accusation was a lie and that it killed her spirit. She started staying in hotels when she could, trying to keep the people she loved out of the line of fire. Still going to work, still holding on. Which brings us to Sunday, February 21st, 2021, a little after noon on the 7800 block of South Muskegon Avenue in the South Shore neighborhood. Lasagna had come home. Her 3-year-old was with her, and Larry was already there, waiting. She has laid out what happened next in her own words. He pulled up beside her and tried to get her into his car, and she said no. In her longer account, she wrote that he pulled on the side of me and asked me to come with him. At this point, I was tired, so I refused, and that's when he shot me, my uncle, and grandmother. He shot the car up while my son was inside and emptied the entire clip.
I believe he was trying to kill me and leave no witnesses.
By the time it was over, Lasagna had been shot 11 times, most of it in her pelvis and her right leg. And that count does not even include the bullet holes left in her car. Her grandmother, around 60 years old, and her uncle, around 53, were both hit too, standing near the front of a home when the shooting started. All 3 of them were rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center in critical condition. And through all of it, her baby was right there. Her 3-year-old son tried to help her, telling her, "Come on, Mom," while she lay there bleeding. Lasagna has said she believes he was not just trying to hurt her, but trying to kill everyone there and leave no witnesses behind. Then he got back in his car and drove off, leaving 3 people shot on the pavement and a toddler standing in the middle of it. Most people who do something like this go quiet and try to disappear. Larry did the opposite. Before the day was even out, he picked up his phone, opened Facebook, and let the whole internet watch him fall apart. Watch him try to explain himself, still warm from what he had just done.
Let's do everything away. Ain't no coming back from this shit, bro. Ain't no coming back from this shit. Ain't no point in me. Ain't no point in me going again. No. If any motherfucker got a problem with me, let that shit be known right now. Let that shit be known right now. Any motherfucker got a problem with me, let it be known.
There is nothing in there about Lasagna's pain. Nothing about whether she or her grandmother or her uncle were even still alive. It is all about him, how hurt he is, how he cannot believe what he did, how he just lost it. And then, in the same breath, he made it plain that he already knew how this was going to end for him. Listen to him tell it himself.
All this secret fake on you. Any motherfucker, bro. Any motherfucker talking about it now, but I ain't think about it. But motherfuckers don't know what a thinking about on a daily basis when you gotta sit there and you gotta think about this before you get to the motherfucker about the real thought that you need to have in your head. You going through so much out of bullshit, man. On my soul, bro. On my soul, yo. Like, I'm hurt. I'm hurt like a motherfucker. I'm hurt like a motherfucker. Cause I can't even believe I just did, and I don't even know what just pushed me to snap like that, yo. I don't even know what just pushed me to snap like that, yo.
For all that talk about not running, running is exactly what he did. He left Chicago behind and put a lot of road between himself and what he had done. The police did not have to dig too deep. Area 2 detectives caught the case, and they had plenty to work with. There was the surveillance video of the whole thing, there were the accounts from Lasagna and the people at the scene, and there was his own Facebook Live, basically doing the confessing for them. It did not take long to name him as the shooter and get a warrant out. About 3 weeks later, the trail led all the way down to Louisiana. On March 15th, the Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office found him in an apartment on Mary Jane Street in the town of Mansoura. He gave himself up without a fight and got booked in the local jail while Illinois worked to bring him back. Chicago got him back at the end of the month. On March 31st, around 6:30 in the evening, the Chicago Police Department and a federal fugitive task force took him into custody at O'Hare International Airport. The next day, the charges came down. On April 1st, Larry Sistrunk was charged with 3 felony counts of attempted first-degree murder and 3 felony counts of aggravated battery with discharge of a firearm, 1 set of counts for each person he shot. And he was set to appear at the Domestic Violence Courthouse on West Harrison Street. In plain terms, aggravated battery with a firearm is one of the heaviest versions of that charge in Illinois, the kind that can carry serious prison time. Here is where the paper trail goes cold, and it is right to be honest about that. The public reporting on this case pretty much stops at those charges in the spring of 2021. There is no widely reported trial result, no plea deal, no sentence sitting out in the open for anybody to point to. That does not mean nothing happened in a courtroom. It just means the details are not in the public record we can actually see. So we are not going to sit here and pretend to know an ending that nobody has published.
I just lost it. I just lost it, bro. It's over with. It's over with, G. All that. Man, look. Ain't no motherfucker see me no more, G. I ain't running. I've been on a run over a year and a half. I'm not running from these people no more, bro. They come get me, bro. They come get me, bro. They come get me. That's all I'm gonna say. They come get me, Joe. My soul, and they better come ready to kill. They better come ready to kill my soul. Any motherfucker right now, the time is to get it right now, bro. I'm put up on any motherfucker on my kids, bro. It's over with for me, bro. I love y'all, Joe. I love all y'all, bro. I love every motherfucker. And the motherfuckers know me, they know me, Joe. Y'all know me personally, bro. Y'all know me personally. Bogus for hopping on this. You feel me? When you know it's over with, you know it's over with. And I've been saying this shit. I just talked to my brother yesterday, and I just realized it took it off. So like, Lord, I don't even know why. You feel me, Joe? I don't even know what the f*** is thinking, bro.
What we do know is what it left behind. Lasagna survived, but survival came at a heavy price. She has talked about liver damage, constant pain, and the fact that she does not feel like herself anymore, saying she will never be who she was before that day. She spent a long stretch in the hospital, putting her body back together, and the weight of it in her head did not just vanish when the wounds closed. But instead of hiding from it, she turned around and used it. A fundraiser was set up to help her with rent, food, and bills while she recovered, and she started speaking openly about what she went through because she did not want another woman to feel as alone as she had felt. And this is the part that should stick with you, because her story is not some rare one-in-a-million thing. It is the same trap that closes on a lot of women, where the most dangerous moment is not while she's staying, it's the moment she finally leaves. Lasagna said it about as plain as anybody could. She wanted people to know they are not alone, and she warned that everybody assumes leaving is easy, but in her own words, leaving nearly costs her her life. Lasagna Agee walked out of the worst day of her life still breathing, still a mother, and still willing to tell strangers on the internet what it really cost her to get free. That takes a kind of strength most of us will never be tested for. If you know somebody stuck in something that looks even a little like this, do not wait on them to ask. Send them this video, check on them, and remind them that leaving is hard, but it's not something they have to do by themselves. Drop a message in the comments if her story reached you, because you never know who's scrolling by that needs to hear it.